2025 is here, and we're already halfway through the Australian summer swing. The first Grand Slam of the year is underway as Sinner, Alcaraz, Zverev, and other top players fight for the Australian Open crown. But before that, let's take a look back on the results from last week. This is Matchpoint News, and join us as we recap Week 2 of the 2025 ATP Tour. We start off in Adelaide, where Felix Auger-Aliassime took home his 6th tour-level title. This was Felix's first title in over a year and his first on outdoor hardcourt, not counting the 2022 ATP Cup, which Team Canada won, but where Felix lost to both Fritz and Medvedev. Felix looks to be in great form right now with his run to the Adelaide title, including wins over top 2 seeds Tommy Paul and Sebastian Korda. If you take into account his win over Fritz at the United Cup, Felix could be a dark horse pick for his quarter at the Australian Open. Speaking of Korda, the American returned to play for the first time since the US Open. While Korda's run to the final was aided by lower-ranked opponents and a quarterfinals walkover, it certainly seems that the 24-year-old remains a persistent top 30 or even top 20 threat if he can remain healthy. An honorable mention also goes to Miomir Kecmanovic, who reached his first main tour semifinals in over a year and a half, with that run including a win over world number 33, Alexander Bublik. Moving into Auckland, and the clear standout of the tournament and week as a whole is Gael Monfils. The electric Frenchman became the oldest ATP titleist since the inception of the modern ATP Tour in 1990 and is the third oldest men's singles titleist in the Open era. This also marks Monfils' first title since the 2023 Stockholm Open, as well as his re-entry into the ATP Top 50. Zizou Bergs also impressed this week with his first ever tour-level final opposite of Monfils. The 25-year-old Belgian has kept a somewhat low profile but reached 2 quarterfinals at the end of last year. His run to the Auckland final will see him reach a new career high of world number 60 and positions him to overtake tour veteran David Goffin as the Belgian number 1. The next gen also made a splash in Auckland as Nishesh Basavareddy and Jakub Mensik both had great weeks. Mensik earned wins over former top 10 player Pablo Carreño Busta and first seed Ben Shelton. Meanwhile, Basavareddy came through qualifying to take wins against world number 23 Alejandro Tabilo and fellow next-gen compatriot Alex Michelsen before falling to Monfils in the semifinals. Briefly looking ahead to Week 3, and our favorite for the Australian Open is perhaps unsurprisingly Jannik Sinner. The world number 1 is looking to claim his 3rd major title and seems to be in a good position to make that happen, with his only hardcourt losses in 2024 coming from Andrei Rublev and Carlos Alcaraz. That said, both Alcaraz and Alexander Zverev remain in the discussion too. Alcaraz is looking to become the youngest ever man to complete the career Grand Slam, while Zverev looks to be in his best form since his major ankle injury in 2022. This, of course, is to say nothing of 10-time champion Novak Djokovic, who remains an ever-present threat. And just like that, you're ready for Week 3 of the 2025 ATP Tour. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing to Matchpoint News for more coverage from the ATP Tour. We'll see you then.